An action-packed Friday night for MLS Next Pro, and what better way to kick off the weekend than a full soccer slate? It's SKC2 hosting Dynamo Dose from Kansas City, Missouri. Thanks so much for joining us tonight for One Football and MLSNextPro.com. I'm Philip Galati. The hosts looking to make up some ground on what has been a difficult Western Conference this season. A lot of movement around the first 11 tonight for head coach Lee Toussaint. The same can be said for Jeremy Hurdle and the visitors. Some big names unavailable as we take a look at the starting 11 for Sporting Kansas City 2. Jack Courtcamp gets the nod in between the posts. It is Mitch Ferguson and Pierre Leroux, the starting center back pairing. That not much of a change, but in midfield is where things start to shift around a little bit. Blaine Maybe holding it down in the number 8 position. Zamir Loyo Reynaga to his left, and Gael Quintero, who led the team in assists last season, to his right. And up top, they have found some scoring boots in the final third, courtesy of Kashawn Hines through the middle, Shane Donovan on the right, who's really blossomed into his role in the later months of this season, and Misael Rodriguez, who had a wonderful show-stopping free kick last time out for his most recent goal. He's got 5 on the year thus far. As for Dynamo Dose and those changes, Logan Erb is the starting goalkeeper after it was announced just hours ago. Pedro Cruz, who just appeared in the goalie wars at All-Star Weekend for Major League Soccer. He's been loaned out. One of the best goalkeepers in the league, now no longer available. So instead, Logan Erb, the runner-up last year with the Wolfpack in the national championship game, the NCAA, gets his 6th start of the season. 3 back, so a little bit of a different system now for this matchup. But keep an eye on number 12, Vinicius da Silva, and his runs in behind. He scored a couple of goals in the last few weeks. Up top, Artur Souza and Austin Brummett round things out with 4 and 8 goals to their names, respectively. SKC2 on the right side of your screen in the hoops. Dynamo Dose in the orange. What a season it has been for Houston. Bouncing between first and second in the Western Conference since the very start of the campaign. They've already surpassed their points total from last year, where they finished 11th in the West. Last time out, able to pick up 2 points against current Western Conference leaders Austin FC2, and now a chance with all 3 tonight to jump them into pole position. It looks like it'll be the 17-year-old academy product, Kashawn Hines, to get us underway. A sunny day for some soccer, a windy one at that, which is a common sight here on home soil for SKC2. They'll pay it no matter and get this match underway. Sporting Kansas City to a little further down in the table, coming into tonight in 13th place. And talking to head coach Lee Toussaint a few times this year, there have been numerous results where this team is a half second away or one unlucky bounce away from turning 1 point into 3 and finding themselves on the wrong side of the result. This is a determined group, he said. It's gotten better and better. Started to play together in between the lines as Houston have found their own way in between the lines here. Nutmeg is shrugged off and Quintero will dribble away. An early look at the footwork available for Houston Dynamo Dose. So many talented dribblers. One of them, Matthew Arana, unavailable tonight as he was representing the East in the MLS Next All-Star game earlier this week. A big 5-1 win for his conference rivals on the weekend, but teammates for the afternoon. So exciting to see the next generation of MLS Next Pro and potentially Major League Soccer greats. Jamil Donjaji of Columbus Crew 2, the inaugural MLS Next Pro champions, doing the work in that game. Logan Azar as well, the New England Revolution Academy. So many names to mention. Played an excellent game. Players like Edounis and Xavier Gozo. Gozo, of course, spending most of this season with the first team for Real Salt Lake. Before that was a standout with Real Monarchs. Edounis, his first season as a pro. Bagging goals aplenty for North Texas. Got to spend some time at the skills challenge with some of the game's all-time greats like Hyun-Min Son. Really cool opportunity to follow along all week long on social media. Excellent tackle at the back by Daniel Russo, and he'll carry it himself. Two defenders in front, pulling it back, maybe into the area. Toe poke pass, Rodriguez one more time, and as the wind whips up quite violently, the ball is scurried away. I mentioned it earlier, Victory Field at Swope Soccer Village is not the easiest place to play for any visiting side. Here's Rodriguez, dancing past one, stopped by a second. Brummett. Silva continues his run. The pass skips under the foot of Dylan Reyes. Dylan Reyes and Gustavo Doman in that double pivot role, supporting Samir Mohammed in the 10. Was drifted off to that left side. Now there's been a lot of change in that final third for Houston in recent weeks. Figuring out the relationship between Artur Souza and Austin Brummett. Head coach Jeremy Hurdle told us he has two incredibly talented players. Both can play that 9. Brummett likes to drift into the wings a little bit, as he did in college with UConn. A career-high 10 goals for him last year. Meanwhile, Souza, more of that out-and-out number 9, can also be a little bit of a false 9 as well. Drop back into midfield and help facilitate the play. Mohammed, more of a tried-and-true winger. They're missing that 8/10 role in Matthew Arana that they have so heavily relied on. So it looks like Gustavo Doman, a Brazilian, might step up a little higher than usual to try and occupy that space and fulfill some big-time shoes. Silva won it on the far side. Referee motioning it back. Maybe. Rodriguez. It's a good looking ball if he can fizz it through. And Hines was on the tear. Stopped by Vinicius Rodriguez da Silva. Barrett. Closed down rather quickly. Poor first touch, allowing that pressure from the 17-year-old. Coming together, and the early yellow card shown to Daniel Barrett. Conceded the throw in just a few seconds ago. Rodriguez, what a lovely little turn that is, and I think there is enough in there for the yellow card, stopping a promising attack. This guy's hands all on the back of the jersey. Flagpole's whipping now, gusts as high as 27 miles per hour. We'll see if that changes how direct these teams want to be. SKC, when they play that Route 1 pass, they like to keep it on the ground, but Houston does ever so well switching the point of attack, playing 1 or 2 touches max, and getting the ball in the air and bringing it back down. Rodriguez again. Trivela pass nearly came off. He's able to just about come away with it, and Sosa has space, needs reinforcements. Shrugs off the challenge from Quintero. Marcin's waiting at the back post. Nobody's picked him up quite yet. Ball will have to cycle around first. Good interception. And now this can spring the other way. Renaga. Rodriguez wants it on his left. Well defended. Barrett earning the goal kick for his efforts. Had to be smart too after just picking up that yellow card in the area. It's excellent recovery from the youngster. Represented the Houston Dynamo Academy in the MLS Next All-Star game last year. Was the captain of the West team, Daniel Barrett. Maybe doing a nice job of finding his space in between the lines, and right on cue. Has time to take a first and a second touch there. No time that time. It's a goal kick. His number was called by Gustavo Doman, who looks to be occupying that Arana role for Dynamo Dos. Now a free kick for Houston, and it'll be interesting to see how this goes. If this is put airborne, it's not. As the wind dies down just a little bit. Brummett thinking about a shot. Marcin's stop-start move, pulls it back, and a diving header away. Had a lot of space to work in that cross, and maybe could have done a little better as Hines goes down. Wanted the call and doesn't get it. Minutes gone and neither goalkeeper tested just yet. Clever idea. And how about the pace from Marcin's? Shouldered off cleanly, but then commits a foul tracking it. I wonder if this will be a final warning. May have been a public display of admonishment from the referee, Drew Klemp, and that is what the referees are instructed to do. If the player has had a few too many challenges, and that means the next one would be a yellow card. If that's what that action was from the center official, Rodriguez. Offside. Coach DeSantre disagrees at the bottom of your screen. First year in charge as head coach of the second team. Served as a head coach with U18 since the 23-24 campaign. Originally from the East Coast, but has some ties to Kansas City. Played for the KC Attack back in the day, including a 1997 NPSL championship. Brummett, look how far back he's been forced, and a lot of shirts around him. It's much better press from SKC2 than we've seen in some other matches this year. And Coach DeSantre spoke about the importance of this group finding their chemistry together, battling through things, saying, quote, "I think we're starting to build on our principles." As another yellow card comes out. Take another look at it. Brummett calling for the ball, and there's the push from behind from Maybe.
the restart was blocked by Samir Loyo Reinaga. Failure to respect the distance is often a card that is warned first before produced, but the referee setting the tone in this one. These two teams have met once before this season. It was a 2-1 win right here at Victory Field for Dynamo Dos. Back on April 26th. Austin Brummett had a first half brace. Johan Ortiz had a second half stoppage time goal to spoil the clean sheet, but not enough to force the PK shootout. These two teams will meet again on decision day. Mark your calendars for September 20th. All East Coast matches will be played at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. All West Coast matches, 5 p.m. Eastern Time. Confirmation of that yellow card, as we now have one apiece, either side of midfield. Top 8 teams will go to the MLS Next Pro playoffs. Another good ball forward for Rodriguez. Just spins out of his path. Betancourt there to intercept. And away by Erb. Good distribution from the goalkeeper. Logan Erb, who joined the Houston Dynamo Academy age 13 before playing his college soccer most recently with NC State. Led the Wolfpack to an incredible year. Saw them go all the way to the national championship, which was held on home soil. Came back from a deficit to force overtime, but it was Washington that beat the Wolfpack in golden goal. And Coach Jeremy Hurdle spoke about what it meant a few weeks back to give Logan Erb his first shot in MLS Next Pro and sit him down and say, hey, I've been seeing the work you've been doing month in, month out, every time they show up to training, and all that hard work has finally paid off because it's your time to shine. Tonight, this makes his 6th appearance in the league. In his first year as a professional, already a chance to make his mark, especially now with Pedro Cruz loaned out and out of the picture. Former goalkeeper of the month. 3rd most in saves last year in the league with 101. Here's a great chance in behind, and the shot deflected wide as Kashawn Hines couldn't quite find shooting space. Great ball in behind to beat that back 3. Hines just shrugging off one, but it's the relentless tracking of Noah Betancourt. He gets enough on it for the first corner kick of the evening. Elsewhere around the league, Atlanta and Carolina Core played to a 3-3 draw. Carolina Core winning 10-9 in the penalty shootout to pick up the extra point. Chattanooga currently 1-0 up over Miami with about a half hour to go in that game. Stood up dangerously. Betancourt first to rise. Falls to maybe. Played it behind the run and out for a Houston throw. Official checking account partner of Sporting Kansas City and the official jersey front partner of SKC2 is Central Bank. Despite the giveaway, SKC2 get it right back now. Russo and Leroux will meander forward from the back. Leroux making a darting run toward that back post. Herb with a solid punch, enough to take it by Donovan. Cunningham. All the way out is Courtcamp. Houston ever so slowly inching forward. Leroux. Found space with Russo. Clipped in the middle for Hines. Not the first touch he was hoping for. Difficult pass. Quintero. Leo Renaga, now Doman. Excellent first-time ball from Brummett. And how with the speed now of Alan Manchins. What can the Brazilian create down the near side? Pulling it back. Souza. One more time along. Orange shirts waiting in the box. It's a low cross. It's spilled and hurried away. It was Samir Mohammed going for glory from a very tight angle. It's good patient dribbling. And Souza was right there ready to pounce, if not for Mitch Ferguson on the doorstep, with the safe bet to kick it out for the corner kick. Outswinging ball, bouncing low. Betancourt. It was an awkward one. Nearly nestled its way in the far side netting. Drops back into the path of the ball. Nobody picked him up and was just trying to get enough of a touch on it. Going for placement over power. Oh, there's a good interception. This is a poor mistake, and it's been punished. Houston get the early goal. It's another for Artur Souza. And Dynamo Dos on the high press. Strike first. It's under hit from Courtcamp. Falls kindly to Souza, who wasted no time. Fired it home. And just the slightest of mental lapses against a team as strong as Dynamo Dos will hardly ever go unpunished. Calamity for SKC2. It's Sousa's third goal in his last 4 games as Brummett is upended and another yellow card comes out. And the tone is completely shifted now. Daniel Russo cautioned seconds after conceding. And that's certainly a yellow card worthy challenge. He's late, there's force, it's careless, it's reckless. Brummett trying to hop it off. Samir Loli-Renaga has received some sideline instruction. What information will he have to share? Decent opportunity to work this one in. Clip to the back post. Leroux got a header to it. May have been able to just let that go. Instead, sent right back into the back post and headed on. But easy enough for Courtcamp. So now 2 bookings for the host, just 1 for the visitors. Rodriguez wide open. Has to stay onside and does. Manchins battling. Instead, it is a SKC2 throw. Meanwhile, looking at the current standings, it is Houston Dynamo Dos in first with 45. This is their 19th match. Austin FC2 have played 19. They have 44. Timbers 2 in their 21st match have 41 points, currently deadlocked at zeros with MNUFC 2. Meanwhile, over in the East, Chattanooga with that 1-0 lead over Miami have gone level on points with Crown Legacy, who have 2 games in hand atop the Eastern Conference. Gonna be a photo finish in the table. Here's Martins wanting to dance, getting to the byline. It's too much for Souza? No, great save. Looked like that one didn't have a chance. Souza flying to get his noggin to it. And worked it back on goal, enough for a sprawling save to be made from Jack Courtcamp. Really good play from Souza. Just brushes off his mark. A little bit behind, but managed to get it on frame toward that top left corner. Really heads up play. Good sliding challenge in midfield, and Rodriguez again tasked to carry it forward. He may try and go himself. Wants to use his speed. It's Rodriguez going over. Referee says free kick. Right outside the box. And a yellow card as well. It's a second yellow card. And Daniel Barrett is sent off in the 24th minute. Misael Rodriguez knew exactly what he was doing. Drove right at the defender, cutting across in front of him, inviting the contact. Barrett does trip him there. Whether incidental or not, it's certainly a yellow card worthy challenge. And that is 2 yellow cards in the span of 18 minutes for Daniel Barrett, who is given his marching orders. Dynamo Dos up a goal and down a man for more than an hour of play. And this has totally changed the complexion of this match. Misael Rodriguez scored a free kick goal last time out from almost this exact same blade of grass. Can he do it again against Logan Erb? Rodriguez will go for it, and it's into the wall. Still loose in front and sprawled away. Logan Erb staying on his toes. Dynamo Dos escape for now. It was a little bit of an awkward spinning kick, looping over the back of Daniel Russo. And a corner kick now for SKC2. To the back post. Low in front and comfortable for Erb. Another long whistle. And the referee reaching to his pocket again. I didn't think this would be a game where discipline was a big factor, but now Alex Cunningham becomes the 3rd SKC player to go into the book. And it's, again, another yellow card. I don't think either side can have any complaints on the refereeing thus far. He's pulling him down. He's not going for the ball. 4 yellow cards, and all of them have been pretty stonewall decisions for the center referee, Drew Klemp. Would Would you believe it? It's the first red card all year for Dynamo Dos. Now into unfamiliar territory. Big shoulder off the ball, and again, it's Rodriguez winning the call. Another easy one for the referee to call there. Rodriguez, again, to his credit, being clever. Like how he drew that second yellow card. He puts his body in front, turns his shoulder. That way the contact from the defender isn't shoulder to shoulder, but shoulder into his back. That makes it a foul. Knows he doesn't have a play, so Rodriguez turning his back to the defender, inviting the contact, and drawing the call. Really smart soccer. Blue Cross Blue Shield Kansas City is the official healthcare insurance partner of Sporting Kansas City. Dangerous cross, whipped in and headed over the bar. Inches away for Gael Quintero. It was headed on a line toward that top left corner. Just looped over the bar. Now, after the red card, it was a back three on paper to start this match, though. Houston has gone with four for most of the year. They've switched back to that back four now. Martins checking in a little bit deeper. Will leave some space in midfield. And with no Matthew Arana, Gustavo Doman may be forced to drop deeper, which is his usual role. Brummett. Dispossessed cleanly. Second ball, one right back. More contact after the ball is gone. Martins making the run. Shielded out of play by Ferguson. Betancourt. How about the press from Kashawn Hines? Full steam ahead. Erb with a great ball to get out of trouble. And Brummett in no hurry. Well, it cannot be overstated, the opportunity now for SKC2 to turn this match around and make up some much needed ground in the table, with the best team in the West reduced to 10. Official plant nutrition and salt provider of Sporting Kansas City and Sporting Club Network is Compass Minerals. '30th minute now. From Victory Field at Swope Soccer Village. Philip Galati with you for MLSNextPro.com and OneFootball. If you're just joining us, it was a 19th minute goal from Artur Souza. But 5 minutes later, trouble for Houston, as Daniel Barrett was shown a second yellow card and thus a red card. No substitutions yet for head coach Jeremy Hurdle, the first time he's had to deal with a sending off this year. And despite that, Houston showing no signs of slowing. Martins, is he going to get there? Almost. Has that breakaway speed, but will now have to cover a lot more ground, sliding in at right back, the recently vacated space once occupied by Daniel Barrett. Martins has found his way into the starting 11 in recent weeks. Waited for his time to become a bigger picture in this Dynamo Dos masterpiece. Tonight his sixth start of the campaign, previously featured in various matches in his native Brazil at the U17 and U20 level, as recently as January of this year. Oh, no more high press from Houston. That's how they got their first goal, but forced to sit back now with the man disadvantage. Clipped up for Donovan. Twisting, turning, evading, and does the same thing. Whipped in. Rodriguez has time to pick his spot and drags it wide. Was closed down quickly. Thought he might try and open up and play that behind the defender into the far post. Instead, tries to use the speed to beat Logan Erb at his near post, and the angle wasn't there. Misael Rodriguez has been, quote, one of the veteran leaders of this side. It's only his first year with SKC2, but at 23 years old, the Chicago native is one of the older players on this roster. Said head coach Lee Chasantra, and has had, quote, a huge impact with this club in just 1 year. Does all the prehab, great habits, everything he needs to do to get ready for games. Now, there was the foul. Ferguson given a talking to. He is not on a yellow card yet. Houston are asking for one. Two of the four players on the back line for Houston for SKC rather are already on a booking. And that certainly looked like a yellow card worthy challenge. That's what head coach Jeremy Hurdle was upset about. Especially right at midfield, a wild swing like that. I didn't get the ball. Not the most clear advantage as well. That looked like a handball, certainly. That one a little bit easier to spot. Dylan Reyes not allowed to use his arm in that manner. 16-year-old almost punching it out of the air rather than letting it get by him. Ferguson again. Mitch Ferguson, a ACC champion with Notre Dame. Rodriguez. Couple of step overs. Ball behind Hines. Ferguson will just settle with Loho. Rodriguez going to get a lot of time the rest of this evening, but knows he can do better than that. And one thing that Houston won't want to do is give that man time. Betancourt. Lovely idea. Brummett upended. This one will be a foul. You can hear Coach Hurdle on the sideline asking for the fouls. Hoping things even out in the next 10 minutes or so in terms of personnel. Especially with the distance that the passes are going from the Houston back line through the center of the park. It's creating those big 50-50 clashes where players are smacking into each other, covering 5, 10, 15 yards of ground at maximum velocity. It's going to create those duels that are going to have contact. And if one player is just a half second quicker than the other, it's going to lead to cards, which we've seen plenty of thus far tonight. Rodriguez, 3 shirts in front of him. Staying wide was Russo. Now Russo into the area. Still going Russo. Lovely solo run. Didn't get the end product it deserved. Daniel Russo all the way up from the back. dancing into the box, much like Marcel Rodriguez is known to do. Russo, another Notre Dame product. Originally signed by Atlanta United too back on December 2023. December 2023, excuse me. Good tackle by Maybe, and now here's some space for Zamir Loyo Renaga. Options either side. Might just take it himself. Instead clips it through for Hines, who was wondering why the pass came so late. And for SKC2, those are chances that have got to be buried or at the very least put on target. Almost too much time to think about what to do there. Muhammad, nice turn. Really heads up play to see the second defender coming over his right shoulder as well. Every touch from Houston has been progressive, out of their feet. They don't want to get caught in the ball, especially with the man disadvantage. Her pass to settle, and this could be costly. It was almost a carbon copy of the goal we saw at the other end. Pass played out of the 18-yard box that was quickly intercepted. Reyes. Herb with more time now. Brummett dropping all the way back once again. Lovely move by Martins. Clean sliding challenge, and Martins will stroll away. He's got Brummett to his right. We'll try and pick him out, but the pass is under hit. And out for a corner. Well, Alan Martins has really started to create now on this near side, as he did in the first 10-15 minutes or so of the first half. What a chance for Houston to get one against the grain. Double their advantage before the interval. Driven low, skipped almost through. Instead, it's a slicing clearance. Check of the shoulder for Reese Miller. Houston want to keep the ball up here as long as they can. Miller almost ran into his own teammate there. Betancourt. Quintero closed him down. And now the counter is on. Poked through. If Hines is onside, he is. 2-on-2. And now the flag goes up. Well, the question will be whether Misael Rodriguez or Kashana Hines was offside, because both seem to get involved in the play there. If one was in an offside position and didn't make a run toward the ball, then the flag would stay down, but in the end it's raised. And Brummett again. This is more akin to a role that we've seen from him earlier in the year. That willingness to drop back and become part of the fold deeper in midfield. Again, that battle all year long of how best can Austin Brummett and Artur Souza play with one another. When you have two starting caliber strikers like Houston Dynamo Dos does, it forces head coach Jeremy Hurdle to think creatively and how best can they provide for one another. And he says we're starting to find those solutions in recent weeks. Not only the players taking opportunities themselves, but seeing more of the field, being a little less selfish, finding the extra pass and taking the extra touch just to see if things will open up around them. It's exactly the kind of selfless play that's led them to the top of the Western Conference as we get ready to welcome in August. Souza went down, no call. Brummett nearly let it run across him. Had to be poked away. Trivello ball, decent idea. Rodriguez was checking for the offside flag. He never got the chance. Instead returns it to Maybe. Two defenders on him. It falls to Hines, trying to shrug off the defender. Still going, it's 1-1.
A heroic effort from Kashawn Hines. Through multiple defenders and an onrushing goalkeeper, yet still he finds the equalizer. It may be a fortuitous bounce for the youngster, but it is an excellent hustle play to level the contest shortly before halftime. Three goals in his last four, make it 4 in his last 5 for number 6 on the year for Kashawn Hines. Someone who head coach Lee Sandstred has coached through the academy for a number of years. He said, quote, "I could always see the talent he had from the very beginning in our academy. His ability is amazing. Now it's about consistency, because at the end of the day, that is the best measure of performance." He had been consistently making those runs all day. Finally gets a chance in behind. It looked like it would be smothered by Logan Erb, especially with the defender on either side of him, but somehow Kashawn Hines, like a game of hopscotch, wriggles free and just guides it into the back of the net to make it 1 apiece. That is a goal that SKC2 will feel they deserve. Quintero, too much contact there. Elsewhere around the league, Chattanooga still with a 1-0 advantage in the final minutes over Miami to see them go level with Crown Legacy atop the Eastern Conference. Timbers 2 and Minnesota United FC 2 still scoreless as their game prepares for halftime. Timbers currently 3rd in the West, behind Austin and Houston, which as of now, with that goal, Austin goes back into first place. Rodriguez has space again. What will he do this time? Didn't like what he saw, elected to play the simple ball. Maybe. Rodriguez. Leo Renaga. Time afforded to Quintero. Donovan now. And picking up once again. Into stoppage time. 3 minutes at a minimum to be tacked on. Maybe. Back for Rodriguez. This KC2 almost playing with their food here. Waiting for the perfect time to strike. Houston holding the line valiantly. Leo Renaga couldn't spin through. The back heel nutmeg. Instead relieves the pressure from Dylan Reyes. Maybe. Into a back 5 now out of possession. Almost 6 the way that Dylan Reyes is just sitting right in front of that back line. For SKC2, it's almost having too much space. Rodriguez again keeping the width. Second defender comes across to cover. Opens it back out for Russo.
Whipped in, headed down. There is Donovan, still trying to go and stymied by 2 orange shirts. Quintero got the pass away, but Doman is first to it. Great footwork from the Brazilian to alleviate the pressure. Souza making the run. Instead, Martins through the contact, but intercepted. Couple transitional moments for there to break, but neither side able to wrangle hold of it. Minnesota have just scored against Portland to knock them down on the table a little bit shortly before halftime. It's Luke Haley in the 43rd minute for the Loons. Martins wants the give and go. Brumman instead turning away. Final minute of additional time set to elapse. Martins still going. Going over. Referee not interested. His whistle instead brings the contest to a close for now. Goals from Artur Souza for the visitors and Kashan Hines for the hosts see us at 1 apiece at halftime. Coming up in our halftime show, a Texas twosome of player profiles, plus scores and August schedules with first half highlights when we come back.
Boys hear sentiment, flow tastes sweet like cinnamon. Open up doors, I'm a gentleman. View top floor, I'm still sticking ahead of them. Running on fumes and adrenaline. Do what I do best, can rush in like a roulette. You can't name a better duet. Don't ask questions, trying to figure out what sound. Don't worry about what next, just wanna know what's next. Man, I say it so loud. Don't worry about what next, just know we got now. Oh yes, man, I say it oh so proud. Don't worry about what next, just know we got now.
Dude, move away, I can't see.
Welcome back. We head to Houston for this week's player profile and get to know midfielder Matthew Arana.
My name is Matthew Arana. I play for Houston Dynamo and I play attacking midfielder.
Born and raised in Rocheron, Texas, Houston Dynamo homegrown midfielder Matthew Arana is proud to represent the Bayou City.
Matthew Arana, goalkeeper at the mercy of the finish.
Arana picks it up, 2 defenders in front of him, and stings the back post.
I feel really great. I was born and raised there. No one would ever thought a kid from Rocheron would be pro at 15 years old. And I feel amazing to be able to represent Houston where I'm from.
Arana joined the Dynamo Academy at 11 from his local club Rise SC and quickly climbed the ranks.
I was playing like a year up already. I was already used to it, but it was like a different level still, because there was other kids I never knew that came to this team, and they were all really good, so I started off a little bit slow, but I started getting used to it, and then I went up the rank.
From Houston, getting the first Dream Academy. At 15 years, 5 months, 24 days of age, the youngest first-team signing in club history. 15!
I felt amazing. I was ready. I was praying, hoping my name would get called and I could step on the field. When I got there, we did the warm-ups and stuff like that. And I was warming up, and we had one sub left, and I was the last one. I was like, hopefully my name gets called. And when I went in, honestly, it's a feeling I can't explain how I felt, but it was amazing. And playing against players like Son, I never thought I would watch him. When I was younger, I never thought we'd be playing against him. It was really beautiful.
As Arana developed through the academy, his next step with Dynamo Dos continues to push his game forward.
Arana likes what he sees. Oh my goodness!
It helps me a lot, get minutes in. And obviously this team is still high level. There's a high level of the whole league, and it helps me get minutes so I could prepare for when my time comes with the first team.
He has some really unique qualities to his game that are tough to teach, and not many players have. His ability to protect the ball, to be deceptive, to dribble out of situations.
I think the level is just high. And every day you gotta be consistent if you want to get minutes. You gotta work hard. It's tough because I'm like a young player, but I think I'm getting used to the level, and hopefully I could get more minutes in soon.
I love Matthew. He's one of my really close friends. We went through the academy together. We've been with each other through a really young age, and playing on the field with him is amazing. He's a really good player, obviously. All I have to do is pass him the ball, and he'll get us to the other side of the field, dribbling through players.
His performances in his hometown have opened the door for Arana to represent Mexico at the youth level.
2 years ago, like March, they sent my Dynamo an email and told me that they were gonna invite me to a camp, and I didn't believe it. I was like, it felt amazing. It means a lot to me representing my roots, where I'm from, and my family, and it's a great experience over there. I got number 10 the first time. I was like, it felt beautiful experience for me. When I went over there, I was a little nervous. That was my first time going to Mexico, but the coaches and the players were all really nice, and it felt like a family as soon as I got there.
Through it all, he hopes to make his family proud after all they've done to get him here.
A lot of sacrifices, taking me to all the far tournaments before, because I can't drive yet. They take me here every morning early, and yeah, I really appreciate what they do for me.
My name is Nathaniel James. You can call me Natty James. I'm a striker / winger from Trinidad and Tobago. I grew up in a place called La Hocata Rima. I grew up in the east side of the island. I started in a club nearby named FC Santa Rosa, and that's where I started playing football. My father, he saw that I had like my shoes were always dirty after school and stuff, and when I came home one day, I was like, I want to start to play football, and he was like, you want to start to play football? So my father was actually the one who started like carrying me out on the field, started passing, kicking, running, teaching me running techniques, everything. Then he got me into football because he used to play as well. After that, I just started playing, and I've been playing ever since. I was in Jablote, and I was playing youth football there. So at that time, I got selected for the under-15 national team. At the time, I was just so happy just to play and just to be around this environment, and I was just so excited for my future and what I could do, and yeah, it's been going good so far. I remember actually getting called to train when I was 15 as well. So I was training with the national team since I was like 15, and then I made my professional debut when I was 18, and then I made my competitive debut when I was 19. It was against Jamaica in Jamaica. I came on, played like 15 minutes. I was so nervous. It was good though, it was good. I came on, had some nice touches, played really well, played as a striker, and yeah, I enjoyed it. And my first competitive debut, I actually scored in it. So I came on for like 5 minutes, the last 5 minutes of the game, and scored the winning goal, and it was in a CONCACAF Nations League game. Yeah, it was one of the best feelings I've ever had in my life. When I was younger, I used to take a lot from different players. I think Messi and then Neymar were the two players that I would always look up to, like just watching football, because I was supported Barcelona when I was younger. And when I was like 15, like I started playing as like a cam, like a number 10. So I started watching like Dybala, and I wanted to be just like Dybala. I wanted to play like him, same left foot, same. I just wanted to move and play like him. So I think Dybala You know, I already did my research, see what it was all about, not Texas or whatever. And then I had a meeting with Coach Carl. John, he gave me a call. It was like everything I ever wanted. He just told me about everything. He was like talking about the new stadium, Mansfield, showing me how good it's gonna be, the environment, and I just fell in love immediately. And I knew that I wanted to be here. I wanted to like put my best foot forward for this opportunity, and I've been trying my best. I've been giving my best every day, so I just want to continue that. From the first day I came here, I was like, I just want to play well, play good. I want to score, I want to assist, I want to help the team in any way possible, you know. So as of right now, my goal is just to help the team make playoffs and see how good we can do this season, see how far we can go. And I think we have a really good shot.
What an awesome story. Welcome back. 1-1 at halftime between Houston and Kansas City. And we'll take a look at the upcoming matches on what will be an action-packed weekend here in MLS Next Pro. Well, already a couple more games to tune into tonight if you haven't quite had your soccer fix. As for tomorrow, officially welcoming August with New York City FC 2 and Philadelphia Union 2. That'll be a great matchup at 7 o'clock Eastern. CT United and Orlando City B at the same time. Tacoma and Vancouver wrap up the evening. Meanwhile, Sunday gets started early with Chicago and Cincinnati. And then it's another East Coast rivalry with the defending champions New York taking on the challengers New England, who are looking to move up the table once again. St. Louis City 2 and Real Monarchs at 7 p.m. Eastern. And as a reminder, all those games available for free on MLSNextPro.com and OneFootball. First half highlights coming your way, and well, there's quite a few clips to choose from, so we'll try and keep it to just the best of the best. 2 goals, a red card, and plenty of action. It started early with Dynamo Dos creating chances, as was expected. Early low save from Courtcamp against Samir Mohammed. And then the corner kick swung in. It was Noah Betancourt getting his left boot to it, dragged just wide. This was the goal, though. A poor pass from Courtcamp. Doman got a touch to it. Falls ever so kindly to Arthur Souza, who hammers it into the back of the net. 1-0 in the 19th minute, but just 5 minutes later, Dynamo Dos would be reduced to 10. Clipped up to the back post, Souza hanging on once again. It's a great save from Jack Courtcamp. This was the free kick following the red card to Daniel Barrett in the 24th minute. And back in front in a looping effort behind the back from Russo is parried away. And then a little bit before halftime, Keyshawn Hines would make it 1-1. We'll step aside for another break. When we come back, the second half coming your way.
Should be a fun season of MLS Next Pro. Oh my! Pedrinho wins it!
Yeah. Boys hear sentiment. Flow tastes sweet like cinnamon. Open up doors, I'm a gentleman. View top floor, I'm still sticking ahead of them. Running on fumes and adrenaline. Do what I do best. Can't rush in like a roulette. You can't name a better duet. Don't ask questions. Trying to figure out what sound. Don't worry about what next. Just wanna know what's next. Man, I say it so loud. Don't worry about what next. Just know we got now. Oh yes. Man, I say it oh so proud. Don't worry about what next. Just know we got now.
The unique energy of a Sunday night. Ideal for calm music, whispers, stargazing, reflection, and a relaxed environment. Sunday nights were made for this.
Almost time to get the second half underway here between Sporting Kansas City 2 and Houston Dynamo Dos. If you're just joining us, Philip Galati with you for MLSNextPro.com and OneFootball. Goals from Artur Souza and Kashawn Hines leave us where we are now, but it is Houston reduced to 10. Their first red card of the season. A double yellow shown to Daniel Barrett inside 25 minutes of play, and it looks like the fourth official has picked up some substitution cards for this second half from the Houston technical area. The wind still whipping around. The fourth official doing a nice job of holding on to those cards, because with the gusts that we've seen, it has not been an easy day to put the ball in the air. It is D'Alessandro Herrera who will enter the contest, the Houston native, replacing Dylan Reyes in the heart of midfield. Herrera, a two-time conference midfielder of the year with Houston Christian University, named to the All-OVC team 3 times and finished 4th all-time in program history in assists and game-winning goals. Seems like just the kind of guy you turn to turn a game around. We saw a little bit more of the story of Matthew Arana and how he was off captaining the West at the MLS Next All-Star game earlier this week. He is not available tonight. There are a couple of options off the bench in terms of goal-scoring threat. Names like Matteo Di Morelli and Mamadi Gianna as well. Meanwhile, head coach Lita Sandtred has made a change of his own. It is Sam Worcester coming in, replacing Daniel Russo, who we did see have a couple chances in that first half, but Russo on a yellow card as well. So too is Alex Cunningham at right back for Kansas City, and Zamir Loyo Reinaga, the 15-year-old, in the heart of midfield, also on a caution. Now we can see Loyo Renaga's number raised, and Worcester will come in instead. Fifth appearance off the bench for the 17-year-old this season, Sam Worcester. Yet to register his first goal contribution. It is Russo's numbers raised. Loyo Reinaga currently competes with the U18s, just despite being 15 years of age. We've seen a lot of positive play from him in that first half. But how will things change now with Houston restructuring their shape after the red card? Referee sounds the whistle, and we are underway once again. What can 10-man Houston conjure up to retake the lead and retake pole position in the Western Conference? Loyo Reinaga chipping it through. Rodriguez was there. Falls back to Loyo Reinaga, who has a optimistic try at goal. Can't score if you don't shoot, but from that sort of distance against the goalkeeper of Logan Erb's caliber, it is slim odds, to say the least. Interestingly enough, looks like the press is going to look a little bit different. Shane Donovan is checked back in to the first line of midfield. going to allow Houston to dribble out from the back a little bit. Clever flick from Miller. Reese Miller with 2 goals and an assist in his last 4 appearances, but we haven't said his name much tonight. Larinaga pokes it through. Here's Rodriguez. He has the speed to get him behind to take the lead. Great save. Herb with the body block. Danger eventually settled. The best clear-cut chance of the night, aside from that free kick after the red card for Misael Rodriguez. Maybe one touch too many. Herb able to come down and close out the angle. Really good goalkeeping and a big confidence boost for him. His 6th start tonight, only 1 clean sheet. Won't get a second tonight, of course, but still will need to be on his A game if Houston are to find a way back on top, as they once were. SKC2 staying compact in defense. First few touches for Herrera. It's a great ball through to Spring. Austin Brummett. Shot came straight up. An awkward clearance. Looked like Leroux was underneath it. Now Hines using his body. It just bounced over him. Miller gonna use his wheels. Couple defenders with him if he can squeeze it through. Maybe there to back it up. Much brighter start to the second half for both of these sides. Not shy about going forward in the slightest. Not shy about braving these conditions either. I heard gusts going up to as high as 27 miles per hour in that first half as the ball continues to stay on the floor. Here is Leroux. Going to be the traffic director of the second half, Pierre Leroux. Born in Bourges, in his native France. Played his college ball with the Wolverines of Michigan. Led them to a Big Ten championship appearance. Second season with the club. Started every match except one last year. A little 1-2 for Cunningham. Got all of that one. Wide open is Rodriguez. A touch to settle and a touch to share. And touched away by Logan Herb. Hines denied the double. Really unselfish ball. It's a great first-time strike, and Logan Herb somehow sprawling to it at the final second. Elsewhere, Portland have found an equalizer to put some pressure on Houston now in the table. Whipped in, headed on, saved off the line, still bouncing around, and the whistle sounds. Offside flag goes up, but that is a ridiculous stop. Logan Herb in the second half. Goodness gracious. Whatever pep talk he got in the locker room is working a charm. Barely knew a thing about it, just threw his body in front and got behind it. So by some shock, it remains 1-1. SKC2 on the hunt to win back-to-back games for the first time this season. If they can do so tonight, coming off a 1-0 win over Minnesota. Good idea. Hines is going to get there. And just shielded out of play for the corner kick. No, it came off him last. Central Bank is the official checking account partner of Sporting Kansas City and the official jersey front partner of SKC2. Brummett. Upended, free kick. Another foul on the part of Quintero. Referee with no further admonishment this time. Clever idea for Souza. If he can get there, he does. Splits two defenders. Sees the options with him, but unable to find the pass. Herrera with a try, and Kortkamp will fall on top of it. Wanted to go quick. Didn't like his options. SKC2, a team that can play very well on transition, on the counterattack. Especially with one less man for Houston, being able to use that dynamism to flip the field. That could create some serious chances for them. Rodriguez, first time ball, will not keep him on side. He was looking across the whole time to see if he was in line with the second defender. Donovan second to it. Second ball settled by Worcester off the bench. And a lot more space now for SKC2. Good overlapping run made by Cunningham to the back post, headed across and over the bar. It was Sam Worcester who started the move and almost capped it off. Barely had any angle to try and work that back in front. Would have been his first professional goal. Referee says play on. A little bit of a shoulder there off the ball from Leroux on Souza. But Houston, despite being down a man, when they're on the ball, they don't look rushed. Very composed play. When they win it back, they almost always know where the first option is. Brummett somehow able to wriggle free of 4 defenders, only for a moment. As another change is readied for SKC2. Cunningham, Hines, Quintero. Look at all the darting runs made on that back line, just trying to keep things moving. SKC2 dragging defenders out of position, find the little half spaces. Maybe thought he had one, instead directs it back. Brummett with the sliding challenge. It is a defenders tackle from the forward. Donovan has time to pick out the pass. Instead, it's very patient from SKC2. This is not a luxury they usually have. Being able to settle in possession, especially this high up the field, it's not a luxury that really any team has had playing Houston this year. So resolute defensively. It's so difficult to find this much time in the final third. And even now, it's a well-managed back line. Nobody stepping up out of position, diving in and creating spaces in behind. Quintero trying to carve out some for himself, but the cross deflected. Donovan. Just a bit more static now from SKC2, missing that movement they had moments earlier. Maybe. Rodriguez drifting into the channel. Instead, back for Leroux. Good spot to find Donovan. Can't put it on his favored right foot. Lovely bit of link-up play. Donovan, head on a swivel to the back post, and the one-time volley is a miscue from Rodriguez. Went for the spectacular, and it didn't quite come off the way he was hoping. Hip height volley like that, it's imperative to lock the right ankle, strike through the center of the ball. You can see Rodriguez went underneath it, just scooping it up into the air with the backspin. As now a first appearance of the season for the SKC Academy player Ty Haas. Haas, in fact, not his first appearance of the season. He's come off the bench in a number of games. Has registered a goal as well. Apologies. Still just 18 years of age, part of that incredible nucleus of youth players for SKC2, something they've prided themselves on in years past. Of course, their captain for the last few years, Cello Santret, moved on to the first team this year. Just the newest name in the proven path to pro through MLS Next Pro. As Houston will make a double substitution now with the player down. It's an attacking change. Arthur Souza is coming off in place of Mamadi Gianna. Gianna's 6th appearance of the season, still looking for his first goal contribution as a familiar face for Dynamo Dos faithful Matteo Di Morelli back in the picture, replacing Samir Mohammed. Di Morelli with 3 goals to his name this year, had 4 last year with 3 assists despite just being aged 15. So 3 more substitutions available for Kansas City, just 2 more for Houston, and this was a good-looking chance. Hines through traffic, couldn't get it down under the bar. It's a pinpoint cross from Blaine Maybe. Hines might have just saw it a little bit late with the defender in front of him. Didn't rise to meet it the way he had hoped. Kashawn Hines came tied for first in scoring into this match with Tege Ikoba and Misael Rodriguez with 5 apiece. He got his 6th in the 43rd minute and already wants more. Yet to score a professional brace, Kashawn Hines. What a night this would be to do it. Rodriguez stopped on a dime. Wants the call, which he will not get. Herrera soldiering on, and this time does get the call. So now with fresh legs up top for Houston, curious to see if they get a little more aggressive in their press, even with 1 less man. But for SKC2, having the space on the wings with Donovan at the bottom of your screen and Misael Rodriguez in the top, have more time to whip in those crosses and get a little bit more pinpoint accuracy. Leroux. Maybe. Now Haas. Bending it through. Cunningham is there. Low cross, just needs a touch in front. And Hines had a defender on his back. Looked almost like he was trying to leave that behind for one more player. Give and go materializing. Instead, they cross it straight up. Quintero won't chase. Betancourt wins it. Stabbed back forward. And still loose now. Cunningham able to settle it. Leroux. Oh, the idea was there. Doman read it. Now Houston might be able to start something here. Brummett just breezes past the first mark. Pinpoint ball to the far side. Orange shirt striding forward for the first time this half. Brummett calling for it at the back post. It's in his direction. Difficult first touch for him, but fights to keep it alive. Now Silva. Brummett again. Want someone to show short. Miller there. Toe poke ball. We'll switch the field. Nicely brought down by Martins. Di Morelli. Doman. Let it run. Got it away to Brummett. Miller with the first time ball. Didn't get the sweetest of hits on it. Oh, well intercepted. Here's Doman. Can he capitalize? Inches away. It was nearly SKC2 shooting themselves in the foot again. Poor touch at the back, and Doman had the time and the lane to line that one up. Just drags it wide. Kornkamp may have had it covered in the end. But best chance of the second half by a mile for Houston, and maybe now a best chance materializing for Kansas City. Cross in front for Donovan, and a heroic block inside the 6-yard box for the corner kick. Price Chopper is the official grocer partner of Sporting Kansas City. Everybody up from the back for the hosts. Flown in, pinballing around, back in front, and up again, and down again, and then claimed by Herb. Well, Herb putting it on the byline there. Not sure if the call was offside or goal kick, but it almost looked like he walked out of bounds with the ball in his arm to get that towel, so it must have been a dead ball. A little bit of an interesting moment. Nearly impossible to hear what the referee has to say of today's wind, of course. That's what the cards are for. Yellow and red cards weren't always a thing. Way back in the day, the referee would keep track in his pocketbook, and players would often finish matches not knowing they had been cautioned. Couple yelps for a foul, but Houston will play on. Marcin striding forward. Di Morelli in support. Players calling for it in the box. Gianna had his arm raised. The substitute yet to really get involved in the back and forth thus far. Rodriguez da Silva. He can have a go from here. He has scored this season from that sort of range. A few weeks ago against Ventura County, Miller, that one fired in and much too hard. Martins to back it up. Da Silva had a little bit more pace than he was expecting. Now lofted toward Gianna. With two defenders marking him, had a slim chance to bring it down. Now for the last 5 or 10 minutes or so, SKC2 have started to ease back into bossing the possession game. Keeping 3, 4, 5 numbers on that back line. The wingers on either side, flanked by the midfielders, even the fullbacks as well, wanting to get forward. Leaves a lot of space for Kortkamp to cover with these passes, and again it's intercepted. And again, Houston could capitalize. Gianna goes down. Referee not interested. Houston can't believe they don't get the call. Here's Haas the other direction. Couple defenders in tow. Donovan wants it back. Rodriguez tried to chip it over. Hines. It's Hines! It's 2-1! A first MLS Next Pro brace for Kashawn Hines. And SKC2 take their first lead of the night. It bounced
ever so fortuitously for him. Just a touch away, and then onto his left foot, despite losing his balance, has the power to guide it home. And with that unrelenting pressure from the host, the goal was bound to happen. Dynamo Dos down a goal and down a man in the 72nd minute on the road. Seven on the year for number 77. What a moment for the youngster. Joined the U.S. U17 Nationals in Brazil back in June. Has come back and hit the ground running. One more for the match ball, young man. Now Dynamo Dos find themselves in a deficit inside the last 20 minutes, which is not a sentence that we have said often this year with this group. Again, the first time they've been reduced to 10, that came back in the 24th minute, with Daniel Barrett picking up his second yellow card. St. Luke's is the official healthcare partner of Sporting Kansas City. Now there will be some renewed energy offensively for Houston. Try and carve their way back to level terms. Quintero, Donovan is onside. Here comes Herb to close him down, and we'll get there by a country mile. Just too much on the pass, but Hines wants to go quickly with the goalkeeper out of position. Instead forced to wait. Final quarter of an hour now. From Victory Field at Swope Soccer Village, Philip Galati with you for MLSNextPro.com and OneFootball. What has been an exciting second half, especially for the Sporting Kansas City 2 faithful. Kashawn Hines with his first professional brace. And with Timbers 2 getting a second goal now against Minnesota, that pushes Portland into second with 43 points, behind Austin on 44. Dynamo Dos now in third with 42, if all results hold. SKC2 will jump to 12th. Their fifth win of the season. It'll be their first back-to-back wins in 2026. Quintero wins the free kick. Taken quickly. Referee's going to allow it to go. Donovan goes over. No real appeals for a PK there. Now the offside flag goes up.
I'm surprised to see SKC not try and set that one up, especially with the wind dying down a little bit. Miller stopped in his tracks. Here's another chance for Rodriguez! And he gets his goal. In the blink of an eye, SKC 2. Full steam ahead on home soil.
Scored in the 77th minute by number 96.
Just manages to squeeze it by Logan Erb. You can see what it means to Rodriguez, one of the leaders of this team. And now a 2-goal cushion for Kansas City. Make that 2 goals in 5 minutes for SKC2. It's the first time they've scored 3 in a match since the beginning of June against Minnesota United FC2 on the 8th. Michel Rodriguez scored Sporting Kansas City's 3rd and final goal in that match against 10-man Minnesota, but it would be 10-man Minnesota winning that game 4-3, if you can even believe it. Brummett trying to race to the byline. He'll go over. Referee says penalty. Whoa! A major decision. A yellow card comes out as well, and Houston gets an immediate lifeline back into this game. We'll take one more look at it. Leroux makes the challenge, and his right arm is extended there. There's a little bit of pushing, and it's enough for the referee to sound his whistle. Wow. SKC2 have snapped back to reality. And they've gone from cloud 9 to now watching Austin Brummett line up from 12 yards. It would be his team leading 9th of the campaign. Needs to score to keep Dynamo Dos alive. It is Austin Brummett, and it is 3-2. Dynamo Dos will not go down without a fight. A 1-goal game once again, and it's their talisman confidently into the bottom right corner from the PK spot. This is shaping up to be an excellent finish to this match. That's the confidence booster Houston needed. One more to make it level. Remember, if it is tied after 90 minutes, it will go to a sudden death penalty shootout best of 5. Both teams would earn 1 point. The winner of the shootout would earn a 2nd point. Kansas City scored 2 goals in 6 minutes. Dynamo Dos respond 2 minutes later. Here's Haas. Denied a chance at a 4th for now. And now Dynamo Dos springing the counter. Don't have a lot of numbers. Gianna trying to get free. Instead, a shot lined up from distance is sent over the bar by Matteo Di Morelli. Now the high press comes out for Dynamo Dos. Goalkeeper thought about coming out and does make a kick save. Still alive. Erb denies the first shot. Hines looking to try the second and won't get the chance. 2 defenders clash into each other. And now Brummett, the most recent goal scorer, fights off the pressure. Nervy moment for Logan Erb, just caught in between 2 minds.
thought he had a chance to beat Misael Rodriguez to the ball, who was awfully quick in his own right. Elected to track back and looked to be inside the box, but wasn't taking any chances with the kick save. Here's Rodriguez again. Wants it on his right. Gets it on his right. Took a deflection. Haas on the doorstep. Denied again. More drama from Logan Erb with some incredible shot stopping. Receiving some well-earned encouragement from his technical area. Keeping his side in it. Another chance for SKC2. Rodriguez going down. And no appeals for a penalty. Misael Rodriguez has had so much space in the second half. That's the first save, a great one, and the second one made by the right boot of Logan Erb. Ty Haas couldn't pick a corner, just tried to get it back toward goal as fast as possible. Excellent positioning from the goalkeeper who joined the Dynamo Academy at age 13, Logan Erb.
Substitution for Sporting Kansas City in the 83rd minute. Leaving the game, number 44, Gael Quintero.
A few more changes now. 2 for each side.
47, Trevor Burns.
Gael Quintero will make way for Trevor Burns, the Massachusetts native, making his 6th appearance of the season. As well as Kashawn Hines, his brace sees his night come to a close. How about being replaced by the man who has a brace in his last 2 appearances, back-to-back? First time taking the field since June 8th. For Tega Ikoba, an attacking change for SKC2. Meanwhile, IG Hata comes in at the back for Noah Betancourt for Houston. As Erb punches the corner kick away for another. The second change for head coach Jeremy Hurdle was Reese Miller taken out at left midfield in place of Miles Gardner. Another dangerous corner and another punch. Donovan lining it up. Rather, it was maybe having a go on the volley, and it sails high. Fresh legs on either side of midfield, especially in the final third. Gonna be a photo finish in this one. Here's Gardner getting his first touches. He's dropped in a little bit deeper now where Reese Miller was. But now Brummett in the space as Gardner tries to make that run in behind. Wasn't on the same page with Brummett. Lifted through and an early offside flag against Ikobo, who would have been home free. 85th minute. Referee calling it back for an earlier foul, it seems. And again, Sporting Kansas City 2 want to go direct. A yelp from Rodriguez. The referee will halt play for the injured player. He's got to get up in 15 seconds or he has to come off for a minute. A rule that we saw many times at the 2026 FIFA World Cup, pioneered here in MLS Next Pro. Ikoba with the pressure. Now Haas there as well. Great tackle. Ikoba onside, wants his goal, lines it up, and Erb spilled it for just a moment. Quickly rises to his feet and starts the counter. 2 defenders press the ball. Well done by Di Morelli to find Gardner there. through the traffic and across the pitch. Gardner sits down as man. Draws the reaction from the Houston bench. Now Brummett. Didn't like what he saw in the box. It's almost hard to tell at this point. Houston have one less player on the field. Scrum for the ball as Donovan goes down and gets the free kick. Can Kansas City hold on? Silva. Doman. Headed away once again. Back in. Ikoba now. Houston just lofting it long and hoping to win the knockdown. Herrera trying to ready his shooting feet. Upended at the top of the box. '89th minute now. You can see the wind billowing across the back of the net. Really cranking up the conditions here in the final stages. Gonna make that long Route 1 pass difficult to judge for Houston in the air. Just trying to send it as direct and as quick as possible. Now Gianna. Sliding tackle came in, looked like it won the ball. Worcester making the play. Nice little move there to open up space. Herrera again. Silva, lovely ball through, and it just dies before it can reach Gardner. Wind pushing it all the way back. Leach Santran offering some encouragement. Three minutes at a minimum added on as the wires cross between Gardner and Brummett. Gardner pulls it back, took a deflection. Brummett, shot blocked. Worcester trying to keep it alive. Assistant referee says throw. Numbers waiting in the box. One of them, Brummett. Diving header away. Da Silva. Everybody wants the chance to take the shot. And Kortkamp will scramble out of his area to fall on top of it. Hatza heads it out of play. Haas told to wait as long as he possibly can. Referee starts the count. The player is down. Cunningham went over. The referee having a chat now with his fourth official. Jack Franca has come on. So the substitution has just been made for the injured player, as the referee will flash confirmation on the scoreboard, and Jeremy Hurdle gets a yellow card. Head coach for Houston Dynamo Dos. They want the time added back. The 3 minutes is set to elapse. Gardner wins the throw. Appeals that it across the line. Gianna battling through by two defenders. He's done some excellent work here. Mamadi Gianna to the far side. Player goes down, free kick. And maybe a last gasp opportunity to force the shootout for Houston. Great work there by Mamadi Gianna, taking it coast to coast all by himself to create this scoring chance. Everybody up for Dynamo Dos, and the cross is way over the bar. Referee has a check of the whistle. Kansas City want full time. And they will get it. Back-to-back wins for the first time this season for Sporting Kansas City 2. Off a historic brace from Kashawn Hines. Dynamo Dos rallied late, but in the end fall to third in the Western Conference. Tonight's man of the match presented by Adidas, none other than the man getting his first professional brace. Goals in the 43rd and 71st minute for Kashawn Hines. Sees him go atop the goal scoring standings for his club with 7 on the year. Misael Rodriguez added a third late in the second half for the game winner. But it is Kashawn Hines taking home player of the match honors after a wonderful performance for that young man. But that will do it for us tonight here at Victory Field at Swope Soccer Village. 3-2 the final between Kansas City and Houston. For our entire MLS Next Pro broadcast crew, I'm Phil Galati. Don't forget, you can watch MLS Next Pro all season long at MLSNextPro.com and OneFootball. Good night.
This copyrighted broadcast of Major League Soccer may not be retransmitted, reproduced, or rebroadcast without the express written consent of Major League Soccer.